Well. Another Saturday and another market watch. Today, we got lots to unpack. I'll be talking about OP-16, its pre-release date, singles and sealed market prices, what I'm buying and what I'm not buying, and what I'm looking forward to for this release date. We're also going to take a look back at the Dodgers Luffy from last year's One Piece night, where the starting point was from raw card to graded, and where it is right now from raw to graded. Also, we're going to take a look forward to the Luffy Dodger Dawn for this year's One Piece night. And we're also going to take a look back at my horrific experience at last year's Dodger One Piece night and how I tried to acquire the OG Dodger Luffy. Other than that, we're going to take a look through some raw prices of cards I'm interested in. And also, if you watch till the end, I'm going to give a One Piece market survival guide for this current market, how you're going to survive, what to do when everything goes up, or what to do when things go down. I'll be looking forward to giving you all that as long as you watch this episode all the way through. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Hey, it's me, AJD from the TheLAHobbyist, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get to the nitty gritty, I want to make an important announcement. I'll be doing a giveaway very soon, and it is worth approximately $1,000. I can't really ruin the surprise yet, but you would have to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, and you would have to follow my other channel on Instagram at TheLAHobbyist. If you follow those two, look out for instructions and win something cool. It's something that is pretty cool in my collection, and I want to give back to the community and give you guys a very cool and pricey card. Again, I'm going to internet beg. Follow me and subscribe to my YouTube channel at TheLAHobbyist on IG and YouTube. Thank you so much. All right, so we are going to get down to this OP-16 release date. The release date is going to be in 6 days, June 12th. 6 days before the time of battle. The time of battle seems pretty epic. So we're going to take a look at some of the highs, the lows. Hopefully you don't get any tips from investor bros. I'm just kidding. But we'll cover some singles right now. The singles I'm truly looking at are the yellow package for Teach. I am currently running Nico Robin. So for me, from a player's perspective, I'm going to look for trigger cards for my Nico. And one of those trigger cards is basically this. It's going to be the Secret Teach right here. Boom. Already a $44 market. That is insane. $44 in market, but you should always check these listings first. Excuse me. I would check the more verified sales, but also you can also filter by this. View more data, but also there's another filter sale and go verified. Because on your phone it says verified listings, but or verified sellers. If you were on your phone, I would just mark verified sellers. But for me, the verified sellers are the 50,000 plus sales, and that is it. But Jesus, it's 40 to 44 bucks right now. 46. Oh my gosh, someone bought two for 46 bucks. It's not even out yet. How do you all get for cases like this? How do you get these products right before release? 6 days before release is insane. So we're gonna look at oh man, it's already plummeting. So we're already looking at the lowest possible sale at $38 and the highest possible sale at $75. We will take account into everything. Again, you got to learn how to view more data and look at what's available to you. If you've been watching my channel, you know that you should be doing that already. You have learned from my previous market watches that you should be taking all of this into account. Again, this is probably going to be my favorite card for my favorite deck because it's an on-play look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 card from the top of your life, then place the rest in the bottom at any order. But it also has a trigger, so if I need to pitch it to ramp, I will, but it negates the effect up to one of your opponent's characters during this turn. Then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. So it is a kill trigger nonetheless. Holy smokes. That's one notable card for me. So again, that is what I'm going to buy. Is I'm going to look at all the yellow packages, maybe all the red, and also take a look at the mangas too. The mangas are not available right now. It should have been at the highest, but at pre-release, you're not going to know a lot of card information till it's been out for quite some time, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. I know the last set took forever, but I want that Moria too. I wonder if it has an alt art Moria would be nice to bling out my Robin deck. But so the mangas are going to be freaking crazy. If you like Navy and the Admirals, this will be your favorite set. To me, this will be my least favorite set because of the Admirals alone. I freaking despise the Admirals, especially spoiler alert. After Paramount War, I've hated them so much after what they did to Ace. Oh my god. But this is paying homage to, well, this is taking it back to OP-03, to the Miss All Sunday Lisa. I didn't know that that was a term. Everyone was like, I was at Front Row Card Show a couple weeks ago, and they were asking for Boa Lisas, and I was like, what the hell is that? What's Boa Lisa? So it's basically these SP are comparable to OP-3's SPs, right? I think it's OP-3 or OP-4. But so these awesome clear backgrounds, silver backgrounds, are what's going to be the SPs. And for me, I'm gonna target mangas or SPs. Anything that's hard to get in a set, you should always be targeting. So Kuma is pretty cool. Ace is pretty cool from a player's perspective, right? Up to one of your Monkey D. Luffy characters, or up to one of your characters with a type, including Whitebeards, with 8,000 power or more gains rush. That is going to be a good card, and it's going to bring back all the frick red cards. But also, damn, I wish there was a 9-gate left for red. So I don't know what other rush or non-rush red that are Whitebeard pirates, but damn, it's only up to one character. It's up to one of your Monkey D. Luffy characters, or up to one of your characters. Man, so it's a conditional either Luffy or any Whitebeard pirates. All right, it's not as broken as I thought it was. Never mind. But and then always everyone's gonna go after this. It's already 375. That's so crazy. They really do treat this as a manga. But you see, you would have gotten cooked if you just looked at the first price you see. Don't ever look at the first price you see. 375. Oh, that's very good for the seller. But if you're a buyer, you're about to pay 375. If I were you, counter offer with 300 or a percentage by that price point. So always protect yourself, guys, whether you're a seller or a buyer. All right, so this is it for the singles market for OP-16. We're going to take a look at the sealed products. Oh my gosh. So sealed products are very delicate. It's a delicate subject just because people are very sensitive to what they can't get. And honestly, yes, I've been feeling it too. I've been switching suppliers left and right, and now right, sometime last year I was able to get it pre-release. Then the boom, then another hype cycle happened, and everyone was into One Piece all of a sudden. I remembered years back, I couldn't pay someone to buy my alt art leaders, and now everyone wants One Piece. So it is what it is, and prices are definitely at an all-time high. I remember buying boxes for about 150, and I thought it was expensive as hell. So now we're starting off at boxes at 237 market. That's basically what the shops are going to sell it for at 240. So hopefully it drops a little more so there's more access to it. But oh man, it's going to be 235, 250, 230. People are going to try to sell it. If I was a seller, I'd be selling it at 245, 250, quite possibly, especially if my margins are shit it's gonna be bad. I'm gonna have to sell market price, unfortunately, and a lot of people are gonna bitch, moan, and complain. But the same people that are typing those type of comments are going out there and still buying it at 250. I assure you, they're still gonna buy it. I've had so many people complain, and they still go to an LCS to support the LCS and buy it at 250. Look, if you have a favorite vendor, you support them and support their prices. But if you don't want to support them, then don't buy their product, basically. So if that's what they can afford, it's, again, business is business. It sucks. It really sucks that this hobby is commingling the aspects of business and what it is to be a hobbyist. And to me, that really, I have to tread in that fine line, right? I'm basically tight roping every single time I'm trying to sell something. I have to make money in order to keep funding this type of business. So I have to make margins, unfortunately. If I was okay and this wasn't my only thing, I would be giving discounts left and right, right? So from a business owner perspective, it's really tough when the margins are tight. But when the margin, if I have any margins, I just give it to my customers and then more. But that's just me, right? So hopefully you guys are a little more understanding when it comes to tight margins, market prices. MSRP is basically the recommended from Bandai itself, but no one's following recommended. Market is always going up. But the thing is, everyone should see it as positive just because there's interest in One Piece. If you were here before the whole hype cycle happened, man, it sucked. You couldn't, if you were a collector and you were trying to sell, this stuff 2, 3 years ago was not as liquid as it is right now. So if you're a collector and a seller, you should be happy about it. Of course, if you're a player, and I do understand because I do play, I don't play very well, but I understand that I play and these boxes are getting more expensive and access to the game is shrinking. I definitely get everyone's sentiment, and those that are bitching, moaning, complaining are probably just jealous that they cannot get it. And trust me, sometimes I look at these streamers and I get jealous that they're getting it before me. And I too get jealous sometimes, but that's something I gotta work with myself and with other suppliers. If I have to get new suppliers, great, but you just can't sit on the sidelines and stay jealous forever. You ultimately have to do something about it. So I'll cover what to do about it later on in the segment. But so sorry, I probably ran off topic just because this whole market price and MSRP, it's the perpetual battle between MSRP and market price, and the balance between making money and keeping things fair. So as long as there's a balance, if you are a vendor, as long as there's a balance of you making money to survive and keeping things fair, it's all good and it's all love. And I support anyone that's trying to make money off of this. In the end, we are going to go through market saturation because everyone and their moms are doing the same exact thing. And eventually, there will be no place to go. For me, I flip flop between One Piece and Pokemon. If One Piece is too high, I'll pivot to Pokemon. And if Pokemon is very low, I'll buy a Pokemon and pause my One Piece and let that rotate. But right now is a very interesting time. For me, I feel like there's nowhere to go to. Pokemon is getting up there. It's ramping up. All the PSA 10 prices are raising their prices, right? All the market, it's just going up. Again, high tides raise all boats. And I feel like we should be lifting each other up, not bringing each other down. All right, so that's the sealed product aspect of it. And I did go through with what I'm buying for at the singles price, but I do hope to get these boxes hopefully at a lower rate. But if not, I'm going to support my favorite LGSs and bite the bullet and buy 1 or 2 boxes at market price. So that's what's going to happen. All right. So we went through those, and now we're going to go over the Dodger Luffy card. Oh my gosh, Dodger Luffy. Let's go with TCG player. Oh man. It brings me back. Dodger Luffy is so freaking interesting. Let's go over the current market. In a PSA 10, it says my investment was 75. So it was 75. The cost of grading is 75. Probably my investment was probably 130. So let me just get that out there. So that investment is actually wrong because the cost of grading is 75. The cost of the ticket is about 130 plus food is probably about another 50 bucks. So about 180. So it's about 255. So my initial investment is probably about 255 in this. And right now, the market price is at 4600. And you see all of these 4500, 47, 46, 46. It is crazy. Let's go look at the Dodger Luffy here. Oh my gosh. Right here. Its current market price raw 1700, comes with a hat. Lightly played, well played, sir. They're selling graded cards at on TCG Player. Very interesting. Let's see, 2400, 23. At RWT's first break-in, I probably lost 3 Dodger Luffys right off the bat. That was sad. Let's see. And then if you take a look at it, 1 year ago, it started off at 477. Oh my gosh. This Dodger Luffy is crazy. So last year in July, I was still working for a card shop. So I had gotten that day off in advance and I went there super early. So early, I was able to park at Elysian Park and walk my way there, which is probably not a good walk because it was on a hot summer's day and I was getting sunburned. So this time around, I'm going to bring sunblock. But anyways, the gate didn't open till 3 or 4 p.m. The lines were long, but I was one of the first people in line. So I got my Dodgers Luffy fairly quickly. But then I'm like, all right, cool. I got $800 in my pocket. So what the hell do? What the hell do I do? How do I acquire this? And what am I willing to pay for? So the cost, my willingness to pay for it was about $100. I was willing to pay $100 to anyone that would give me their promo card. And I was like, hopefully they don't care about it. But I'm like, man, if they're at a certain age bracket, they're gonna care about it. So I'm thinking to myself, what is the strat as I look for my seat? So what is the strategy here? And for me, I thought about it. Oh, I feel like I'm a genius. I'm gonna go after the older folks, the folks that I don't think they know One Piece and they don't care about it. And $100 basically covers food for them and their parking. So why the fuck not, right? So I'm walking around the stadium. I spot two elderly couples, and then I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go approach them, and I'm gonna try to give them $100 for a promo card that they don't care about. So I come up to them and I say hi, and immediately 10 arms come out and shoves me, and then they don't even say hi to them. They're just like, you have the promo card and I want to pay for it. No hi, hello. Just, where's your promo card? We'll give you cash. And eventually, it got so fucking wild. The entrance was like a zoo. Everyone that was trying to acquire these cards were just hand over fist trying to get people to sell to them. And eventually, people were paying $350 a pop for these Dodger Luffys. They were crowding the entrance, grabbing you by the arm, trying to acquire cards. People were extremely aggressive. I did really terrible because I wasn't as aggressive. I was still willing to say hi, hello, because that's the type of guy I am. I'm always going to small talk you. But no one small talked, and there's a person that I knew. Maybe I can leverage a little bit of a relationship. You know what he did? So he had pre-made deals selling it for $400 or something like that. And I'm just like, bro, what the hell? He was trying to sell me Dodger Luffy cards for $500. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I want to call this guy a scumbag so fucking hard, but I know this guy. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get it. But there is a fine line between making money and really just on-site scalping. and most people were just taking the money. And I'm like, I get it. I value my relationships more, and it's tough. So I tend to give more deals because I value my relationships more than anything. But so that is my crazy story on my horrible Dodgers night. I ended up not watching the whole game, right? Just because I got sunburnt. I'm already tired. I'm more tired from the exhaustion of trying to look for the cards, but also I got sunburnt and it was hot. It was hot as hell. And I'm just like, dude, I got the nosebleed seats just to get this, right? So there is that. And the last year's stats, I have a friend that works at the stadium, so he told me there was about 10,000 of them, right? 10,000 copies that were given out. Now it sort of changes to 10 to 20,000 copies. So now I'm very curious as to where the pop is. So it is over 10,000, right, in this pop, but I think it only covers PSA. So it only covers PSA. The population between all of it is about 15,000, which actually lines up to the 10,000 theory. There's only 10,000 of these cards, right? Well, 5,774 cards, in my opinion, had probably gotten regraded. If you think about it, once you slab something, encapsulate it, boom, it's in a slab, right? No one's gonna track the amount of times the slab has gotten cracked open and resubmitted. So I think this theory that it was a population of 10,000 cards that have been distributed, I think that holds true today because it's been a year and there's only 15,000 in total pop, which makes me believe that there was only 10,000 of these cards to begin with, and about 3,000 Dodger employees got them first, and then another 7,000 in circulation with the whole seating, and there's the whole stadium fits 40,000. That in itself, what's the math there? Sorry, let's see. If there's only 7,000 available left because there's 3,000 employees that got it, divided by the 40,000 seats that were left, only 18% of the population that got there got the actual card. Only 18% of the customers got it, right? So we're going to look forward to this year. Well, before we look forward to this year, here's the pop. I wasn't even thinking of talking about this. Here's the population. Where are the sales? Well, this is going to be the availability, and it's about to head to $5,000. With 3 different markets vying for this, there is probably the EU market coming into this now, the Japanese market, and the US market. Dude, it was in LA. The US market is dominating this. Those who have gotten this is keeping it. I'm keeping one at least and one in my inventory, but now I don't want to sell what's in my inventory, let alone, I honestly think it might be a hot take, but I think the Dodgers Luffy will get to 10K eventually as it grows older. It's only been 1 year, right? And it's already at 5K. With 3 different markets looking for this card, with only 10,000 prints, because come on, we're going to keep submitting and resubmitting. There's at least 5,000 resubmissions already, under 6,000. And this is a whole ass year. I think it's 10,000 prints, right? We're going back to that. I think it goes up. Scarce. It's scarce enough. One Piece is getting popular by the year, and more fans are coming into this. You're going to realize this is going to be a $10,000 card fairly soon, within the next 3 to 5 years, possibly. That's my biggest hot take in this video so far. Look at the numbers. Look at what it's doing right now. Look at all these bids. It's gonna get to 5,000 at the all-time high. That is crazy to think that I had a little more than 2 Luffys. I had 4 or 5 in its totality, maybe 7 or 8, and I had lost 3 of them, right? And then traded away 1, and then sold another one. So it's insane. This market is insane. Ugh, Jesus. That was my whole Dodgers experience. And now we're gonna look back, or sorry, we're gonna look forward to this year's Dodger Luffy. So on July 2nd, we're gonna look at this. What is this? Someone is they're pre-selling this. And even a slab, they doctor this into a slab, and whoever this is pre-selling this for $3,200 with two available. Well, to be honest, that is crazy. I'm not pre-selling mines, and I got 11 tickets. I learned from last year that if I can't buy it from people because they're going to act like animals and other people are going to shove me and push me, it's not worth my energy to go around doing this. I'm going to find 11 bodies that aren't interested in One Piece. I'm going to go there. I'm going to get all 11 because I pay like ish dollar for each ticket. So I'm going to grab all of this. I don't like that it's a Dawn. That for one. It's a Dawn. My interest is already lower now. As a collector's item, it looks okay. I don't like the design. I know I'm bashing hard on this, but hear me out. I don't like the design either. It's just not my cup of tea. And I'd rather have 10 Dawn to play with because it's in line with my brand, TheLAHobbyist. How cool is that to have 10 Dawns in all of my decks? Well, I'm going to have a set of 10 Dawns and just to have it for all my decks, right? So that's where I'm at. So the collector in me, the player in me is fighting like should play with it, right? And then the businessman in me is saying just grade it and see what happens and then sell it at the shows. So I'm gonna have one to keep and then 10 to sell, and it is what it is. But I will never do this. This is really like I don't know. I won't pre-sell it like that. I won't pre-sell it to someone I know for a bunch of money. Like I did put a lot of money down. I almost didn't pay off. I was like I was on pins and needles because I thought it was just the hat. And I was telling myself in a couple of weeks, I think I might have to sell. So it being a Dawn is good enough news for me to keep all my tickets. But also, you could be looking at a very big reality check. Like looking at it, and I don't think it's foil. I don't think they're giving out foil Dawns time around. I don't think it's foil. And a same friend that works at Dodger Stadium is telling me that he doesn't think these promos are foil either. So the good news is that there will be 40,000 in circulation. So people won't be fighting for it as hard. And I think that with a flood of all of this, it'll hurt its market value. And I don't think it's going to be as sought after because there's more of it. Well, it will be sought after. Well, I personally don't like it. So I don't think it's going to be sought after. I think the market will establish itself at $500 to $1,000 at a PSA 10. I don't see this going up than that. Like, I don't see it increasing more than that. I'm wrong. Maybe it's lower. Maybe the floor is at like, I feel like the floor starts at 500 and it goes up to 1,000, where that's the available ceiling. But again, I could be wrong if I'm wrong, right? But let me extend the floor to like, because I think the most expensive is like Zoro. He's like $500. So I feel like the floor is 500 and the ceiling could go to 1,000. If it goes more than that, then I'll happily be wrong about that. The thing with it being a Dawn is that I think, in my personal opinion, I think things that are not playable, I'll say that again, things that are collectible are not playable. So we'll take my words for what it is, and maybe in a year we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. So that's, geez, there's a lot of like takes in this freaking already like about this, like these like, and it's crazy. But yeah, that's nuts. Like people are pre-selling it at this rate. Like, I'm not pre-selling any of mines, and I'm going to have 11. So 11 out of 40,000 isn't that bad. But I'm gonna have 11 fucking hats. That's crazy. But I did promise my friend that I will give him a hat. Might actually do a giveaway with some of them. But yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of hats on me. I get to update my hat, my 1-year-old hat, so that's cool. But again, this is why I say the floor is 500, the ceiling is 1,000. But holy crap! Once it actually floods the market, I don't think it holds the price. Maybe at 875, right? But goodness gracious, like this is really taking it to the next level. That I can call a scalper, right? So yeah, you can call a scalper. Like selling this in this manner is crazy to me. So get it, like need to survive, they need to charge market. I get that, but there is no excuse for this pricing. Let alone you don't even have it yet in your possession. That's the crazy part. Oh man. So many things wrong with the market, but also this hobby has done so many good things for me and everyone else. So I do believe that there is still good in this hobby. There's still good in this world, and that the hobby should reflect that. To me, the hobby is a mirror image of life, right? You take care of your life, you have a great life. That's the same thing in the hobby. You care of other people that take care of you. You treat people kindly, they'll treat you back kindly. That's just what it is, right? Just has to be. Like, I don't know what else. So we covered all of that, and I guess since you're gotten this far, the video, I'll give you my little tidbit, the survival guide. So in this current market for One Piece, my main survival lever has been going to Pokemon, right? It's going to Pokemon, buying their sealed, buying their singles, then that shows, making my margins off that. But right now, I don't have Pokemon. Pokemon's getting up there. It's going high too fast. The 30th anniversary set's coming out. Gonna get there. People are caught holding the bag. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna suck. People right now should be selling off by this time in July to try to get liquid for the fall sets for Pokemon. That's Pokemon. For One Piece, however, everything is already going up. Like 3 months ago, people were panic selling. They were panicking. Like, see the legit fear in their eyes as they sell their cards to me. You can kind of take advantage of that. In this channel, we're not going to take advantage of that. We're going to try to go the opposite way, dissuade that. Do not be scared. Right now, it's the great time for sellers. People are buying everything up. Like, just sell everything. Like, keep selling. For me, I am the worst seller in the whole hobby universe. It sucks because, like, I'm a collector first. Like, I like to hold on to things. I like to think that these investments gives my company, it gives it value, right? Like, I want to have $1 million in inventory type deal, and in my way to that. But like, I have to sell, and it's a good time to sell because you don't know, in 3 months the market might soften again, and when the market softens, everyone and their moms, especially those that don't know how this game works, how this hobby works, how the market fluctuates, it's gonna go with the ebb and flow, right? You kind of ride the waves where it's high, and then when it's low, you still gotta ride it down. Meaning, if it's high, you gotta sell high. When it's low, you gotta buy low. What I'm noticing, and it's for new people too, the newer people are riding their wave the wrong way. They're buying on the way up and then selling on the way down because they're panicking, and then they're like, well, I don't want my shit to get down to zero, right? So you kind of have to do the opposite. You kind of have to sell on the way up and then buy on the way down. So that is my market survival guide. And right now, if everything is up, if you're not a player, because honestly, when you're a player and you collect, you get the maximum amount of value. You know what to search for. You know what's playable. You know what's going to make you money. If you are not a player and you're just a collector and you're just a vendor and you don't know what's playable, you're going to get fucked. Like, you're not going to know what's playable, right? You're not a handful, not going to have a good cards in your mind to get off of, right? To like to be able to like those type of moves. So you're at a heavy disadvantage if you are just a vendor and just a collector. So playing the game helps with all that knowledge base you need. And trust me, like I didn't have all that knowledge base. I am a pretty bad player, but I do know what's playable. I do know what's not playable. So that's what's helping my business so far. I have created a now 6-figure business and I want to scale it more. So this is what's helping me do all of this, right? So you just have to learn from your past mistakes. At the high, buy at the low. Again, it is going up. So people are selling. It's a good time to sell. Crazy and it's scary because this isn't even the peak. And I think the next wave of the hype cycle is coming very quickly. OP-17 is going to be another anniversary set and it's going to be crazy. So people, we need to get our hands on that and more, but it's going to be nuts, man. It's going to be insane. But that is my survival guide, is to just buy singles for now, play defense, sell, stack your cash, because when the time to buy comes, and you'll know when people are selling to you, like in the vendor show floor, people will sell to you. You'll have the cash to buy at a nice percentage, and then go from there, and then rinse and repeat. So hopefully you're paying attention to that, and hopefully this video has added a little bit more value to your hobby lives. Again, if you find any value in this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at TheLAHobbyist. Follow me on Instagram and all major platforms, because I will be doing that giveaway very soon, and it's going to be worth approximately $1,000, and I want to give it to a lucky fan, subscriber, follower, anyone that has supported me. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I would have not have gone as far as I have without you guys. So thank you for your support. Subscribe, follow on all major platforms at TheLAHobbyist, and I'll see you on the next Market Watch. Till then, bye!